sometimes I'll see people be like, well, of course that person's a great DM. They've been DMing for 20 years. You don't need to DM for 20 years to be a great DM. You can start and be a great DM right away if you make the focus of what you're doing your players' enjoyment at the table. I want to homebrew my own settings, and I specifically want to design my own adventures because you cannot escape the degree to which the game is about the PCs. Yeah. I don't even really like to hear that dungeon masters are storytellers. They're not, because the story has to be predicated on the dreams and hopes and desires and actions of the player characters, right? So if their choices are not what's driving the story forward, that's a problem. Now, obviously, their choices occur in a world you've created, and you need to create villains and plot hooks and stuff like that for them to react to. But the idea that you can really have this adventure and not make it perfectly like a glove fit to the characters you've made is a little crazy. No one will ever watch a movie where the plot is totally divorced from the backstory of the main characters. But in a weird way, that's kind of what modules do if you're not careful. I notice as a player, sometimes I will summarize a scene as a player as an alley-oop to a GM. Yeah. And I never want, it's hard because you don't want to like, you don't want to step on a GM's toes. You don't want to like from the player's seat. But as a GM, I know how challenging it is if it's like, okay, we're in a planning scene where they're making plans, but they're continuing to discuss the plans. And there's a moment where only a PC can go, got it. So this is our plan and we do it tonight. And you say it in a certain way that lets a GM go, we cut to that now. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. You need
it's very hard to
D&D is a game about gambling. You're rolling with dice, right? You're rolling with dice. It's a game of chance. What are you gambling with? It's not money. You are gambling with stories. And the stakes are characters, locales, moments, adventures. So the things that you stand to lose are actually very meaningful because people love stories. So putting something up and having someone lose a character they care about, even if it's only an NPC, suddenly makes the stakes real. And someone realizes like, hey man, we're just sitting here at like a coffee table eating chips and rolling dice, but oh, I'm never gonna see that character again. The game you play with you and your friends, okay, you and your friends can't do voices, or your friends NPCs, or like your friend, your dungeon master needs to take breaks during the session because they need to be more prepared and they have a harder time improvising through something. It's like these technical quibbles of like holding yourself up to this other standard. I promise you that the game you have together is going to mean more. If it's done with love. The only thing that makes a home game suck is the same thing that makes actual play suck, which is if the people don't give a shit. Like that's the thing you're up against, right? The thing you're up against is, if me and the people doing this don't love it, then it won't be filled with love. But if it is, no degree of technical lack of proficiency will get in the way of making something that means the world to you. I don't want to play a character that's thinking about their fucking narrative arc. I want to play a character that wants to save the world as quickly and efficiently as possible, right? But I, the player, want the arc. So me and my character exist at odds because I want the deep immersion. I want the fucking Mount Doom, Frodo's Quest, all that shit. But I want to play a character that doesn't want that. I want to play a character that gets the ring as quickly and safely as possible to Mount Doom because that's the immersion I'm looking for. So what does that mean if I want to provide that experience to a player? Players are like water. They are going down the hill as fast as they can, seeking the path of least resistance. That's the character is like water. But the player wants anything other than a straight line. So my job as rails is irrigating a path down that lets the water always have taken the fastest route towards its goal, but at the end of it, the shape is the most convoluted and pleasing, right? That like you achieved the shape of a story while you were trying your hardest to go in a straight line. If that makes sense.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's really good.
So
different now.
You should do this for a living.
Oh man.
But to me, that's what rails are.
Yeah.
The rail, like my job when I'm telling a story is not to have a story in mind for you to go on. I really think about myself as improvising in reaction to the players with a bag full of lots and lots of storytelling tropes, right? That is literally like, I'm in reaction to you. You're driving, but I have a double helix. I have a weird S. I have this roundabout and this clover leaf. I have these shapes that I'm going to throw in front of you because I know you're trying to go straight, but I know you'll be sad if you do.
Yeah.
So that's what a DM's rails are to me. It's reactions to that desire of the PCs, knowing that the player wants one thing and the character wants another, and they'll be most pleased if they both get their way, which you can do with cleverly improvised rails.